She tastes just like a woman. Yeah, she does, and she makes love.
The album is named after this song, so it's obviously a really important one to me. This entire project has been exploring what it means to be a woman. And this title is provocative, just like a woman. What does that mean to be just like a woman? There's no one way to be just like a woman, but it's a chance to explore some of those common threads that many women experience throughout their life. There has been a lot of speculation over the years, sometimes pretty heated speculation, about what Bob Dylan meant in his lyrics for this song. Some people thought he was calling this woman manipulative, others thought he was praising her sensitivity. It's all very interesting to me. Speculation aside, when I listen to it, what I can hear are parts of my own journey. He wrote the song about this woman who he calls Baby. And I could relate to Baby. And so I started to think, wouldn't it be interesting if I sang the first two verses the way that Bob did, in the third person talking about this woman named Baby, and then in the last verse it becomes first person, and you realize I have been looking at myself in the first two verses from the outside looking in, and in the end I'm willing to admit this is my story. Baby goes through a lot of transformation and a lot of pain. The first verse talks about her ribbons and her curls, so it's kind of leaving childhood, leaving girlhood behind. It was raining from the first, and I was dying there of thirst, so I came in here. And your long time curse hurts, but what's worse is this pain in here. I can't stay in here. Ain't it clear? That to me is a woman singing, especially the words, "and your long-time curse hurts," was really powerful. I think a lot of us have felt that long-term curse and how much it hurts. And then wanted to say, I can't stay in here. I can't do this anymore. Something has to change. And then in the last verse, when I switched to singing, I take just like a woman, I make love just like a woman, I ache just like a woman, instead of she does these things. It was taking ownership and not being ashamed anymore. It was kind of saying, yeah, I do these things just like a woman, you know? But to me, to be just like a woman means to be brave, means to be strong, but also incredibly vulnerable. This song is about confronting that vulnerability and not being afraid of it. And for me, it was also being able to say, yes, I am a woman, but I still have that little girl inside who could just break at any second. And that's not something to be ashamed of. That's something that's really beautiful inside of me. To be a strong woman doesn't mean that you don't break just like a little girl sometimes. I think it takes bravery to allow yourself to break like a little girl sometimes. The first time I heard this song, it wasn't actually the Bob Dylan version. I was catering an event in Boston when I was in college, and this was a music event, and Richie Havens was there. He was the amazing musician who opened Woodstock with the song Freedom. And he was incredible, and he played just like a woman. And I was immediately in awe of the song, of the lyrics, and of him. And he played for about 45 minutes, and then I got to meet him afterward, and I told him I was a musician and a singer as well, and he was incredibly gracious and encouraging, and he not only gave me an autograph, but he wrote me a little note, and I will never forget that. Sadly, he has passed away, but that memory has stayed with me for many years. The arrangement and production on this was really interesting because, well, first off, anytime you cover a Dylan song, there is some creativity in finding the melody because, you know, he kind of, and your long time curse hurts. He talks it a lot of the times. You're kind of carving out what you want the melody to be. Because I was so inspired by Richie Havens and his version of Just Like a Woman, we took some of the kind of folky elements of that, along with some of my ideas, and Dave Bechtel in Nashville produced it and had these amazing players in Nashville, and we didn't have a really solid arrangement for this. We kind of played him some ideas, we gave him the feeling that we wanted to capture, and then we Skyped in on their sessions. We could kind of give feedback and like, oh yeah, I really love that thing you did with the guitar, but maybe we could try something different in this part. So it was very collaborative, and we didn't know going in what exactly it was going to sound like. But I think everybody was really happy and thrilled with how it turned out. I had this idea to begin this song a cappella because I think it's such a vulnerable, raw song that I wanted it to start not even with any harmonies, but just with a single voice singing, "Nobody feels any pain." And then we add some voices to "Tonight as I stand inside the rain."
Nobody feels any pain. Tonight as I stand inside the rain.
Those lines are really powerful to me. It's like when you are going through something really difficult and you feel like no one around you is paying attention to what's going on in the world. No one around you is caring about the things that you care about. Nobody's feeling it, and you're stuck there in the rain going, how is everyone just getting on with their life right now when there's so much pain in the world? So we start with this one single voice that's acknowledging her pain, and by the climax of the song we have the full band, and I'm wailing at the top of my lungs about the pain that I'm in. So we kind of go on that journey. Every song on this album is really special to me in a different way. This song is the most vulnerable for me. This song is the most personal for me. This is the song that I tapped into the deepest part of myself and my most painful experiences as a woman. I hope you hear that in my voice. There were times I was doing takes and was crying because this song is so well written and it really spoke to my heart. So it's very personal. It's funny how a song that you didn't write yourself can feel just as personal, sometimes more so, than a song you did write. It's really interesting.